Good morning, brave awakened ones. This is Veronica of Higher Realm Holistics, certified integrative holistic health nurse, empath, intuitive, Blu-ray starseed. Apologize for the big noise in the background. Like I said, every time I come out here, it's like a cornucopia of noise trying to distract me now. I was warned this was going to happen. It's been happening, but now it's like really bad. Thank you, subscribers. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, people who make lovely comments. And again, if I ain't for you, I ain't for you. If I don't resonate with you, oh, it's so hot here. If I don't resonate with you, I don't resonate with you. And this video I'm making will trigger some folks, okay? But if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. And this is to me, and if this resonates with you, to me, this is part of Ascension because you can't ascend without awakening. Plain and simple, that's a fact. Facts are facts. You cannot ascend without awakening. And the dark is playing dirty. They're playing real dirty. Okay, they have been playing dirty, but they've cranked up the dial to 1,000,000 right now because they are, quote unquote, they're basically losing. They're really losing the war right now. They're on the way to losing the war. Okay, they're losing this battle big time. So they're cranking it up. They're cranking it up hard. They're playing dirty real hard. And the whole pitting us against each other is cranked up to 1,000,000. Okay, so therefore we need to crank it up to 1,000,000. They're coming for the kids. They've been coming for the kids, but now it's blatant in your freaking face in so many perverted ways that we need to crank it up, yo. Okay. First, a couple of reminders of my book, How the Caterpillar Flew, A Journey of Self-Discovery. Speaking about the kids, this is a triggering book. It was #1 book in rhyme, #1 new release book in verse, I should say, on Amazon. And it's available on all major online book retailers worldwide. I know some people place orders from around the world to me. I can't ship internationally because I used to have amazing shipping rates for international shipping when I had my other business, but now I don't. It's like to ship this book would cost me more than the book cost, so I can't do that. You could easily order it online. Unfortunately, it won't be autographed, but it is what it is. Sorry. And it's lovely, beautifully illustrated book. It rhymes. For boys and girls, it doesn't matter. How the Caterpillar Flew, A Journey of Self-Discovery. And also a reminder about my webinar that I'm having today on higher magic. Higher realm magic, as my oversoul calls it, where I will be doing a alchemical spell, I should call it. For me, it's the combination of alchemy, using the cosmic energy with the earth energy, combining the two. And that is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing it for a lump sum of money. I was guided to. I did it for myself, so now I do it for whoever's joining. And I give you step-by-step instructions later on and everything. So who's ever attending, quick reminder, you could have jade, use jade and or citrine. I used both jade and citrine. And I forgot to say, have a blank piece of white paper along with a green marker, crayon, pen. Green is preferable, but if you don't have green, black is fine, but green is preferable, okay, to have with you. The next one I'm going to be doing after that has to do with mental. I had to do it for myself because I told you, it's like I leave home and when I go out, I forget my head. I forget my head at home. And my niece, who was with me for a few weeks, she was going through the same thing. So I did one for not just myself and her. I did it for all the kids in my family, including my kids too. I made little mojo bags for them and did the whole candle magic along with the cosmic, the higher magic I did for everybody. And it's really helping. So I'm going to do that next before Mercury goes into retrograde. For us, for clear mind and to help with depression and anxiety and all of that. That's going to come next after this one. This one is for a lump sum of money. Okay. And we're going to be conjuring the energy of Aldebaran and Archangel Michael along with that, and Jupiter retrograde energy. Very powerful stuff. So go to higherrealmholistics.com to register, and please, registration closes 15 minutes before 7:45. Don't email me angry saying, oh, I registered before 8 and it was like 7:55. No. Okay? Because I can't do that. That's rude to the people who registered early. So that's that. Okay, to this. Okay, so they're playing real dirty, y'all. Okay, we've known they've been playing dirty. They always play dirty. But they're ratcheting it up. They're cranking it up, I should say. Cranking it up to 1 million. The way I decided to combat that, because they're going for the kids hard, I'm going for the kids hard too. Okay? I brought in my niece and her BFF. Right? They're 18. They're the older ones. My sister has 5 kids plus a step kid. So I'm doing them 2 at a time since she's busy with a new job. I'm doing them 2 at a time. Okay? So you aunties out there and uncles out there and friends out there, reach out to the younger. I've been mentioning this before because we really, really have to help them out because they're doing everything to basically mind fuck them in every way. Okay. Now, the number one way that they're going for them is sexually. The number one way they're going for them is sexually, for the kids, is to really mess with them sexually. And they even did with that Canadian singer Celine Dion. Sorry, Canadians, if you like her. I cannot stand her. Where she's having her non-gender clothing. The whole thing is gender doesn't exist. As a medical professional, I'm going to say this flat out. And as someone who has people who are transsexual, because that's the way we used to say it in the medical community. We did not say transgender. We said transsexual, because the only thing you're changing are your sex organs. You can't say I'm wrong. You cannot say I'm wrong. You can't say I'm hate speeching. You're changing your sex organs. It has to do with sex. You're changing your sex organs. You're not changing your gender. Is there more than one gender? There's 2 basic genders, male and female. Are there very few, rare, 1 point something, actually even less than that, actually less than 1% true variation of the XY chromosome that presents your true gender? Yes. That is less than 1%. For them to say, oh, it's so common. No, I'm looking at a stingray in front of my window. No, it's not common. Okay? And it's basically it's what they're showing. It's like the inmates took over the freaking asylum. Because it is a mental illness. It's not just a mental illness. The way it was shown to me is when these souls were coming in to be incarnated into the bodies that were formed in the mother, the female, because only a female gender can be pregnant. When they were coming in, something happened in that 3D grid that messed them up. And I feel very sorry for people who truly, truly have gender dysmorphia, because I've counseled them. I worked in a lockdown. Before I went into nursing, I did adolescent psych, and I worked in a lockdown adolescent psych facility, 174 beds. And I counseled some of these kids who really had it. And I'll tell you right now, one of them, a male who I counseled, who I even gave a tampon to, because they had a special work program for the older kids, because he was 17. And he had this special program where, he went to go work at a mortuary because he wanted to be a mortician. So we got an internship for him. And he went there and he's like, everybody's looking at me funny. What do I do? Blah, blah. I feel so uncomfortable. I gave him a tampon. I said, let it drop out of your bag. And then they'd say, oops, and pick it up. And that's what he did. And he's like, oh, everyone feels comfortable now. I'm not being treated weird. I just wanted him to feel more comfortable. But I knew darn straight that it had to do with his situation of being molested by the men in his family, and his mom knowing, and rather than save and protect her own son, prefer to have the MRS degree and the ring in her hand and be able to be a stay-at-home mom and not woman up and step up and allow her son to be raped by her dad and her freaking and the other male members of the family, plain and simple. Okay, so he had true sexual confusion, and guess what? He's married with kids. He's married with kids now. A girl I was counseling who she had alopecia since she was 5 years old. And she was a very angry girl. She was, how old was she when we got her? 15, 14 years old. Very angry, would beat up on the other little girls, said she wanted to be put in the boys' unit, blah, 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 blah. Hated her mom, hated women, the idea of being a girl, because her mom allowed her to get molested. Okay, 9 times out of 10, these kids were molested. I'm telling you because I know from the get-go, from when they're little. Okay. Again, the lie being perpetrated. Like this is something normal, it's something natural. No, something went wrong. Something went incredibly wrong for it to happen. Whether it happened in the ethereal on the way down, or whether it happened once they got here and they were just jacked up by horrible human beings. Okay? So she went through the same thing. Not only that, because the alopecia, she was completely bald, no face, no hair anywhere. So all the girls called her a boy and made fun of her and everything like that. Okay? And not to say that makeup and hair makes up a woman, but that's the way they're trying to show it now. You know, they get these people who want to call themselves transgender. Ooh, the stingray's so beautiful. Who want to call themselves transgender, and all they talk about is like, oh yeah, I played with makeup and my mom put nail polish on me and it was so great, and that's when I decided I was transgender and I was a real woman because my grandmother put me in a dress. That's not what a woman's about. That's not what a woman's about. As you guys can see, I rarely wear makeup. Rarely do I wear makeup. It has nothing to do with it. And I've had my head shaved. You know, I had a fade in college, because you could see I have a mop of a mess of a hair, and you know, I just wanted short hair. I was going through a Halle Berry thing, but then I realized because of my type of hair, the minute it hit like 70 degrees, I had an afro, so it didn't work for me. So, and I can't use straightener because my hair can't handle doing a straightener. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, this little girl, again, the little girl, since she was 5, she had alopecia, and they made fun of her, call her a boy and stuff like that, and she got bullied for it. That's why she ended up in the lockdown facility, because she was always in trouble. And then, again, she was raped by her mom's boyfriend, okay? Same situation. So hated her mom because she was a woman, hated that, didn't want to be weak like that. That's what she would tell me. And so she's like, no, I'm a boy, I'm a boy, I'm a boy. I want to be a boy. I want to be a boy. Same thing. She was there for a couple of years, and we were doing like a hair and makeup thing because one girl wanted to go to. Yeah, I always let the girls play with my hair. They always want to do my hair and put makeup on me. I'm like, whatever. So I was always the test dummy. I'd go there after hours, and we'd have fun. I'd love to play with the teenage girls. So she was there in the corner. I see her looking at her, and she kept looking over and looking over. And I said, you know what? We're going to do you. We put a wig on her, some makeup, and did hair. She cried. She said, I didn't know I could be beautiful. Not to say, again, that makes a woman, but that made her feel her femininity. I'm getting choked up thinking about it. I'm getting so choked up thinking about it. That made her feel her femininity. And she embraced her femininity. And she's like, I really don't want be a boy. I'm not a boy. I just... because girls hate me, you know, they don't think I'm one of them, but I am. Totally turned her story around. Okay, so what they're doing is they're taking situations like that. Again, it's always about taking half-truths. Everything is a half-truth with the dark side. Everything's a half-freaking truth. And they're twisting it and bastardizing it. Look at the Baphomet. The Baphomet has breasts and a phallus and a penis. Okay, that is what it wants, because it wants to be a bastard. It wants to make Earth, humans. You have to remember, Satan hates humans. Lucifer hates humans, wants to destroy humans. Okay? Plain and simple. He hates humans. He wants to bastardize nature. And not for nothing, this statement drives me insane. Again, I have many gay friends. I was a drag mom. I put a friend of mine in drag for the first time. We even won a competition the first time. All right. It was that good. His performance is Tony Braxton wearing my clothes. So, don't come for me, because I will come back for you. Okay. And that whole homophobe bullshit. Again, it's pitting people against each other. Trying to say that, everybody has gay tendencies. I have plenty of gay male friends who've never kissed a girl, never had sex with a woman. The idea of even kissing a woman makes them want to barf. And they've said that to me. No offense, girl. I love you. I think you're a beautiful woman, but bleh. I was like, as if, bro, as if. It'd be like kissing a girl, okay? I'm not into kissing girls, okay? So we talk like that to each other. We're very straightforward. Straight up. And they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s. Never kissed a woman. So you're trying to tell me, if I say I would never voluntarily kiss a woman, I've had women kiss me. I'm like, listen, I don't do that. I'm not into that. Me saying that makes me a homophobe. But then how come it doesn't work the other way around? And I've known plenty of lesbian women from high school. The idea of having a guy touch them or going anywhere near a man, they rather pull out their eyes. It grosses them out. Okay? It grosses them out. It is what it is. Okay? And just because you're gay or lesbian does not mean you want to be a man. If you're lesbian, doesn't mean you want to be a man. If you're gay, doesn't mean you want to be a woman. Okay? And again, as a medical professional, as a psychiatric professional, there's no such thing as transgender. No such thing as transgender, because you can't change your biology. You cannot change your physiology. You can't. Trans means changing, right? You can't change it. No amount of hormones, because guess what? You stop those hormones and what happens? You start going back to nature. I guess they don't tell you that, huh? You stop taking those pills. What starts happening? You transfer back to nature. There's no such thing as transgender. There is transsexual. There's transsexual. Can you stick in some implants and chop off your penis and pass as a female? Yeah. Good on you. Okay? If that makes you comfortable, because there's true sexual dysmorphia, if that finally makes you not want to hate yourself and feel like what you're looking in the mirror is an alien, that's great. At least there's a solution for you. Sorry that had to happen to you. That sucks. Or chop off your breast and fashion a penis. If that's what makes you not want to kill yourself, then that's great. But guess what? There's many transgenders out there who flip-flop. There's a video of one guy went from guy to girl to guy, now going back to girl again, and he's talking about I think I'm gonna change again. And he's trying to make such a great thing and blah blah. I could flip-flop. Oh, I put in the implants, I take them out, blah blah. I put them in, take them out. I stopped taking my pills and da. But this time I think you telling me that's not a mental illness? You telling me that's not a crisis of the soul? Come on now. That's a true crisis. And anybody with true gender dysmorphia, they're going through hell and back. They really are. Okay? And again, this is being used. This is being manipulated. Now, beyond the sex thing, the race thing. Using the race card. Reparations. Now, I grew up in New York City, as y'all know, where Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson were running rampant back in the late 80s, early 90s, okay? And if anybody's from New York, if anybody remembers the whole Tawana Brawley case, where this African-American girl said she was kidnapped by these white congressmen and tied up and smeared feces on her, and they wrote racial slurs backwards because she was doing it in a mirror. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson jumped in, blah, 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 and everything like that, and tried to use the race card. Come to find out it was a freaking hoax to ruin these guys' lives. So one of them could take the place as senator. Okay? And, you know, you have them saying, oh, we were young and didn't know. No, your asses were in your 30s and 40s. You damn well knew what you were up to. You're part of the agenda. All part of the freaking agenda. Okay? And now Black Lives Matter. Again, it's about separation. It's all lives that matter. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, blacks are being targeted. I know. Okay? I know. Trust me. I know. With the way I was treated by police officers myself when I lived in New York. Trust me, I know. I know having a gang of boys in the streets of New York chase me and my sister when we were little girls. I was only in the 4th grade. They stole our jump rope and fashioned it into a noose and said that they were going to hang us. Okay? I know. Trust me, I know what it's like to have discrimination. I had a teacher, my 7th grade teacher, in my face when I was crying because these 2 Italian girls wrote nigger all over my desk and on my locker and my books, and then spat on me and stuck gum in my hair. She pulled me outside when I decided to take gum and stick it back in one of their hair. What happened? I was yanked out. She pulled me out, and I said, I'm tired of being called nigger. I'm tired of being harassed. What did she say to me? She said to me, well, what do you think you are? You are a nigger. She said that in my face. Then my desk was yanked out and I had to sit outside. I wasn't allowed. She said, she called me an animal and told me that I didn't know how to act, and called me an animal in front of the whole class and told me I was a wild ape and told me I had to sit outside. That was a Catholic school. So trust me, yeah, black folks, we get treated like shit, and it's difficult. But that doesn't make every white person evil. That has nothing to do with the whole Black Lives Matter. Again, it's like Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, all lives matter, rah, straight lives matter, gay lives matter, gay pride, straight pride. Again, it's the divide and conquer thing. It's the bastardization, the half-truth. Yes, are brown people treated terribly? Do we have a history of being treated horribly? Yes, we do. Do we have a history of subjugation? Yes. Do women have a history of subjugation? Yes. Now it's male toxic male, the toxic male, to try to make all our men into soy boys. And that's true because soy is very high in estrogen. I can't even have soy products because I'll end up with my period freaking twice a month. I can't have anything soy, organic or not, and I blow up. So if I can't handle the estrogen, imagine a guy. That's why, these guys have boobs and freaking asses and hips, and they're soy boys now, okay? They're trying to take away their masculinity. They're trying to castrate them. GMOs, freaking Ritalin affects boys more than girls. Again, like I said, especially if they get them before puberty. High-pitched voices, small testicles, low sperm count, okay? Again, don't try me because I have the medical experience and the license to back it up. So don't try me with your shit, okay? Anybody trying to come for me, don't try me with but my feelings. Fuck your feelings. Enough with the feelings thing. Again, okay? It's all about half-truths, manipulated and twisted. This stuff annoys the heck out of me because too many people are asleep. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my nieces and nephews 2 by 2 this summer. I got the 2 teenage girls, okay? We had long talks. I straightened them out, put some chews in there. And one thing I discovered also, here's another thing. You think LGBTQRST, okay? You know damn well they're trying to put a P in there, right? For pedophilia. That's another push. That pedophilia is a sexual preference. I just took the tweens yesterday, my 2 tween nieces, and we had to talk about that. And they're like, yeah, we know, it's crazy, blah, blah. I showed them some videos. I had them captive for a for a 7-hour drive. So I had them captive. They had to listen to me because I snatched their phones. I wouldn't charge their phones on top of that. So they had to listen. So we got to do our part. And then I'm going to take the 2 boys. In another few weeks, I'll take the 2 boys and talk with them. Now, the teen girls, the older ones, the 18-year-olds, they told me they've been on freaking Tinder since they were like 13 and 14 years old. I've never been on Tinder because I'm like, isn't that for like really horny hookup people, especially if you're a gay guy, older gay men? Well, I don't understand. Oh, no, now they switched it, blah, blah, blah. Teenage girls, young teenage girls on Tinder. Dating. They've even dated guys they met on Tinder. Teenage girls. And there are 30, 40, and 50-year-old men there talking to these teenage girls. Trust me, there's no mistaking. No amount of makeup these girls could put on can make them look older. Make them look like they're not teenagers. You know damn well what a 14-year-old looks like. You can't say, oh, but they look so mature for their age. Bullshit. Y'all know. So, yeah, these kids are dating on Tinder already. If y'all didn't know, check their phones. Check their apps. Check the apps on their phones and see what they got on their phones. They have dating apps on their phones. Blew my freaking mind. And my sister knows about it. But, you know, you could do what you do because you're not their parent, right? Blew my mind. But, yeah, teenage girls on Tinder, any teenagers, boy or girl, you know, with the perversions out there, or any dating app. It's like, oh my God, what happened to dating in school? Well, oh, they're just too mature. They're too immature. That's the whole thing. Pedophilia. Is that, I don't think gay people want that added on. QRST plus. They put the plus now. The plus wasn't there before. The plus is going to turn into a P for pedophilia because they're saying that it's a sexual preference. It's just a preference. Just as long as you don't act on it, it's a preference. Again, it's a preference, all right. That's the truth. It's a perverted, fucked up preference that's going to hurt a kid for life. It's demonic. Okay? I don't have that much long to talk. So again, people, go to higherrealmholistics.com if you want to register for my webinars. And you could still purchase the one that I did last week for breaking generational curses, cleaning out your bloodline, which has been working amazing. Share your stories. All right. And again, if I don't resonate with you, I don't resonate with you. I don't have to resonate with you, but you'll see what I'm saying is true. You'll see what I'm saying is true. So they're playing dirty, and they call themselves light workers now too. You see, again, they're false light, but they're of the false light. They forgot the word false. Light worker, false light. Again, and love is another. Love is love. Love is love. I had so many people throw that bullshit at me. Oh, you're feeding into the separation because love is love. Love is love between a 40-year-old and a 5-year-old. Love is love. Why can't a 40-year-old man have an affair with a 5-year-old little girl? And I'm not joking because I actually saw a video about that with this guy who was talking about this little girl who he fell in love with at the supermarket once he laid his eyes on her. Love is love, right? And acting like a dog is a gender now too. There's a name for that. There's 1,000 genders now. No, there isn't. No, there is not. And feline something gender. There's a cat gender. Again, the bastardization, mental illness, spiritual crisis being taken as the norm, trying to push the norm just to fuck up humanity as much as possible. Again, and it's also depopulation. Because guess what? You need a man and a woman to make a baby. You can have them in a petri dish. But that's not natural. Okay? Do I know some people who've had test tube babies? Yeah, I do. Very close to one. Extremely close to one. But again, you still need an egg and a sperm. Okay? They're trying to get rid of the family. Dads are needed. Toxic masculinity. Oh, you don't want men in your family because they're too toxic. I wish I had a dad. I know my other siblings that grew up with my father, and it rips my heart because they talk about how wonderful it was to have a father. But my mother, you know, with her envious rage, even took his name off our birth certificates, which is terrible. You need a mom and a dad. It's better. It's better that way, to have a good father figure. For me, I believe it is, because you need both. It took two people to make you, right? So take two to raise you, whether you're together or not. And I'm a single mom, and I'm saying that. Okay, so Lady V out. We got the victory. We got to play hard too. Okay, we just got to play hardball. Right, bye.